You got good suction on that. Real quick, guys, I wanted to say thank you for the support we got on the last video. It means a lot. Every time we get a video with over 100,000 views and all those likes and stuff, a channel of our size, that's truly incredible. We were going to need the revenue for that. I was wholeheartedly believing that we were about to need to buy a new engine for this car. That's how it was looking, right?
Yep.
It was not looking good, and you'll find out why in this video. We got, this is probably the luckiest break I've ever had in my life working on cars. I mean, there's other shit that's happened to me, but cars specifically, this is the luckiest I think I've been, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You too. I mean, we got our own projects, but
Could have been bad.
it could have been bad, and we'll explain everything. So, like I said every time, I don't know if it helps or not, but be sure to drop a like on this video just in case it does help, because the day might come where we don't get so lucky and it actually needs a new engine, and you guys' support is making it possible to build stuff like that. So, enjoy the video. All right, boys, we have experienced a failure that if it went a different way, Devin, I would have quit doing car stuff if that happened. I don't know about you, but that'd be it for me. I'd be done. Yeah, you guys, that'd be the end of Team Boosted for like a little while. So what happened was the timing gear that connects the camshafts, it's got 3 bolts in it. We followed procedure, blew Loctite, torque to spec. One of the bolts snapped while driving. The other completely came out, and the only thing holding it on was a single bolt. I'm gonna explain why we're actually super lucky in a minute, but first we need to retrieve one of the missing bolts. We were only able to find one of them so far. We're hoping that it's in the oil pan. The engine turned over just fine after it shut off.
There's no marring or anything on anything from what we could see from taking the valve cover off, so that's a good sign.
And there's no trunks in here as of right now. We put a magnet in there, didn't retrieve anything on the way out. So let's drop this oil pan, see if we can find that bolt, and we'll explain a little bit more what happened. Seem to want to budge none. So it turns out we can't get the pan off because it's bolted to the transmission via the adapter plate. So
And we all forgot about that.
we forgot about that. Devin's shoving magnets in the bottom. Sam shoving magnets in the top. And then there's a pan of oil at my house that has an oil change worth of oil in it, and it might have come out because we have no idea how long it's been broken off for. So this is lame. All right, so I'm gonna drain the radiator because we're gonna need to check through the
Hey, I got it.
what?
I got it. Oh, that was most of the way out.
Oh, so it barely broke.
Yeah, it was probably back most of the way out, and that's when it.
Well, there's a broken one. Is this one not
This
broken?
is a broken one. That's definitely broke.
Okay.
Where's
well,
the whole length one?
I don't remember. All right, now we can just reset the pump timing and move on with our lives. And nothing got dicked. Good news.
Well, we gotta inspect the pump still.
Inspect your pump. Little pump. Ooh.
Where is it? I don't know.
The biggest concern we have at this point is if you look at the bolt that was missing in action, you could tell that it definitely went through something. We didn't find it all the way at the bottoms, and there's no damage on the top. So what we're concerned about is the gear on the injection pump. And as long as that looks all right, we're just gonna send it. It's possible that the gear is of a much harder material than this bolt.
And we have spares.
And we have spare gears, so it's not a huge deal.
Spares. We have James's, so. All right, buddy.
We are now the proud owners of knowledge of what happened exactly to this engine.
Knowledge.
Let me go up here, Sam. Let me explain to the people. So, what happened, here's the gear that connects the crankshaft to the camshaft, and engine timing is important for every engine. So, what happened in our situation is 2 of the 3 bolts left the premises. One was sitting on top and did no damage. The second one is what caused the car to shut off. It got sucked down the chain, and over here is the timing and the timing chain and the sprocket and all the stuff for the injection pump, the thing that makes diesels work. And it got sucked up in there, made the pump skip a tooth, and damaged the chain, damaged the sprocket, but then didn't go anywhere else. Sam was able to get it from here.
It was sitting on top of that guide right just directly below where that messed up link is.
Now we need a new gear and we need a new chain, but believe it or not, this is the best case scenario. If that bolt avoided the pump and it went all the way down to the bottom, let's say it didn't even get sucked up by the oil pump. Let's just say it was sitting safely in the bottom. That would be worse because eventually the last bolt would have backed out, and then if this gear came off, it would have wadded the chain up and all this shit. Timing would have gotten screwed over. It's an interference engine, so pistons would have been slapping valves. The engine would have been totaled. There's a good chance that it ruins the injection pump too, because if this really wadded up bad enough to like snap the spline shaft, that could have been a $10,000 thing that happened. All that happened was it ruined the chain and it ruined this one gear. We're still in time.
It didn't even do that much damage. This thing probably could still run for another 50,000 miles.
We're just gonna replace them because we're here, and we're gonna do all of this stuff more intense. We're gonna safety wire these together. We're gonna pin this because this is just pressed on and these are known to walk. And yeah, we got away pretty unscathed. The engine shouldn't even need to come out because the way you replace the chain is you disconnect the master link, put the new chain on the old one, and then thread it through. So pretty much you connect the new chain to the old one and then you spin it over and it pulls the new chain into the engine. So you don't need to do anything. It all happens up here at the top. So we're the luckiest unlucky people in the entire world. The car decided to break 5 minutes from the shop in a way that didn't cost $10,000. So we're pumped about that. Let's get this, you know, we're probably gonna have to wait for parts, so we do have to wait for parts, but you guys get to see what happens immediately. Let's get this chain replaced. Okay, so our current damage is the chain needs to be replaced and the pump timing gear needs to be replaced. And also there's a bolt broken off in here. So we have reverse thread drill bit and some tape, safety tape, so we don't get metal shavings down there. And as an added layer of safety, where's the drill? We put a little bit of grease on it to capture some of the goop. So we're gonna extract the broken bolt, re-bolt it with red Loctite this time, replace that gear, and then feed the new timing chain in, and we should be good to go. You never know though, some bullshit could happen. If I don't say that some bullshit could happen, some bullshit is going to happen. So hopefully no bullshit happens. That's an auto punch Sam's trying to use. And that's gonna keep the drill bit centered. So auto punch, not punching enough. Smack that shit.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. All right, let's see this magic. Do you just go straight at it, or do you go backwards? There we go. Oh, that was fucking sweet, actually. Don't. Oh, I was gonna say, you gotta show the people. It's all about that ingenuity. Okay, so here's the thing you want to extract. It could be in the engine, some bullshit spot, but your magnet's too big. Now that's a magnet. Boom. So this time we are using Thread Locker Red, which we recommend on spinny bits like flywheels. James, Red Locker is good on flywheels too, right?
I just kind of use red Loctite on everything that should probably use blue. I have a torch, so like.
Yeah, we can get them off. Okay. And the other thing we're going to be doing is checking this like every 20 miles for the first like 200 miles probably. I'll check it every fill up, dude. But like we haven't even been through one fill up and we're at 100 miles because it be diesel. And 100 miles was not good enough. Okay, other thing we are doing is this gear is pressed onto the camshaft, and in high horsepower applications or high revving applications, these are known to unpress themselves and do essentially what that did and cause, if this comes out of time, we're having that valve meets piston and then nothing good comes of that. So we're gonna do what we should have done when the engine was apart, and we're gonna insert a grub screw in here, and that'll stop this from being able to spin. how it's not supposed to.
This is definitely something we should have done the first time
We were just
around.
like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But now we know nothing's fine. We don't want to pull all this shit off because we're trying to keep everything in time. So we got our tape barrier, and then Devin's got the suction, and we're doing the grease method. And then we got this Cobalt drill bit that we bought today for $20. You got good suction on that. So this is painting it, and this is deforming the end so it can't thread back out. He's doing it a lot. Okay, so we ripped the heart out of the engine. There is the thing that makes this awesome, and it is also the thing that technically saved the car. And here's what the damage is. Printed the threads right onto that. That is not, I'm not comfortable with filing that out. Luckily, we have several OM 606s here, and because of that, we have
We
extra.
found another gear for $80, but it won't be here for 4 weeks.
But we have extras.
Yep.
It's covered in beer because Devin spilled his beer on it, but it is not messed up.
There's no fault in that.
Okay, so we want the pump to not be where it doesn't want to be in terms of timing. So it's got this little viewing window, and you can see the horizontal line in there. That just means that it is ready to be installed at the time that the engine should be installed. So we have this little lockout tool so it can't move. It's literally just that horizontal bar goes into this horizontal slit. So go ahead and install that. And then what we'll do is we'll set the engine to where it's supposed to be. And it's, you know what I'm talking about. We want it 12 AT after top dead center. And then this will be locked out. So when we put it in, nothing can move. And that's how you time one of these. Super easy. So one of the things that's always up for debate is whether or not you should buy the specialty tools that, you know, the shop themselves would use if you were to bring it to like Mercedes to get the timing chain in place. One of these tools is the timing chain kit. Actually, it has, this is the same one they use for all the way back from the 80s to the early 2000s cars, probably even the modern cars, anything with a timing chain really, and it's got all the different attachments and everything. The one that we're using right now is the chain breaker, and it's just like a punch. This locks onto the chain, and we're not ready yet because we don't have the chain here, but we just wanted to test it out, and you can see that it's punching out this link here. These are all pressed in, and they're all
swaged.
Yeah, they're all
So they're peened over so they don't go anywhere. And the arbors on this have some features that kind of self-locate onto the link, and you can twist them together. And then you just tighten that in there, and it just presses past the swage. And
So what we're gonna end up doing when the new chain arrives later today is it's gonna come with a master link. We're pretty much going to like human centipede it to this one, attach the old one ass to mouth to this one, and then we're gonna rotate the motor, and it's gonna pull, you'll see what I'm talking about here. It's gonna pull the new one all the way through the giblets of the engine.
so it'll be one person pulling it while I'll probably be here holding it, and I'm gonna hold tension onto the gear so everything stays in time, everything continues rotating, but it's just feeding the new chain in. And
Yes.
the other end gets up, link them back together with the other part of the tool. Good to go.
Good to go. And we don't have to pull the motor. We don't have to take the engine apart. We can replace an internal piece using the specialty totools. So in this case, if you're gonna buy a master link chain, they do sell one pieces, but the one piece chain you need the engine apart for. So this tool, in our opinion, totally worth it. And we're just messing around with this link. It doesn't give a shit about it. It just like punched that shit right out. So the chain's coming. It's over there somewhere. Chain, the mobile one. And now we are actually separating this. Okay, so we've already dropped this into the engine, so that's why it's got vice grips now. Here's the new chain. It's connected. You can see this off-color one. It's connected temporarily. You Air Force or Navy, whatever the hell you are.
Marines, third time's a charm.
Marines. It's connected to the old one, and the old one's gonna pull the new one into the engine. Allegedly. We've never done this before. Like a lot of the shit that we do. Old chain. New chain. This is not one super long chain. This is actually two chains. Two chains. Two. This is entirely the new chain now, and you'll notice that if we squish it up, all it needs is a link, and these chain kits come with what is known as a master link. Boom. I don't know how this works. There's several different arbors in here. I'm guessing you choose the one that's got the master link pattern on it. Activate the cabinet. Didn't change much. So this tool's got the chain holder, and then it's got a little magnet on here to hold the new end link.
Which it's got little swaging arbors in there that are the right
Specific
spacing.
to this one.
And then it has, I think, 3 and 4 millimeter press heads that basically just as long as it is the right size that fits around the pin on the backside. So with this all set up.
So the center is actually also a presses over the new master link, which is right here. This is an alignment tool. Now the arbor has some attachments that are going to push this through with the guide in place so things can't fall out into the engine. This just sucks. This is really not fun at all.
Yeah, this is why the fucking dealership charges a lot of money.
This would not be possible without this tool. So when I was saying maybe buy the specialty tools, in this particular job you need this. You cannot do it without the Mercedes tool. Don't even try. Not like a lot of you are doing this shit anyway. You want to go until this bottoms out on the chain.
Yep.
So now we just need this other link, and then there's a crimping tool too. Now we just have to flatten the pin. There's a crimping tool also on this tool. And the instructions are to line it up with one leg at a time. We already did one, and then 30 Newton meters.
Gives you torque specs, so we're gonna torque it because these matter.
This matter. This tool is freaking sweet, dude.
Yeah. For Mercedes. I'm sure this can be used with just about anything now. Nice. It's got the same exact crimp as all the other links.
Yep. See how these ones, they're like flat on the top. They're kind of plateaued. You can see that that's what we achieved with the new one. It's flat on the top, and then it tapers down on the sides. And then the other sides are already crimped. So new timing chain threaded through and installed. Now we're just gonna verify timing. If it's messed up, we've fixed it in the past, so not a huge deal. We just verified timing. The pump, perfectly timed. The cams to the crank, perfectly timed. So you can see it's got these little tiny dots. It lines up with that when it's at TDC. It's a little bit past it right now because we checked, you want this lined up 12 after TDC. We were checking that, but everything is where it should be. So we put this back together, it should be ready to buggy. All right, boys, moment of truth, because I've never replaced, the guys also have never replaced the timing chain. And every time you do something brand new, it could just, this could be the end of this engine right now. But I don't think it will be.
Probably don't hit the glow plugs right away, just so we can cycle some oil pressure and stuff.
I think it might be dead.
The next day.
Any exhaust fuel out of the exhaust?
Well, I mean, we've disconnected the fuel lines. You know how like
Oh yeah.
prime those and shit, so we can try priming them for as long as we have battery.
You got fuel coming up there yet? Interesting. Is it? Let's make sure that pump's hooked up right. So I didn't get the start on camera because I didn't know it was gonna start, so I wasn't filming, but it works. Sounds pretty good.
Actually sounds smoother than it has before. I think it likes that little bit less timing.
I guess now, let's just, there we go. Holy shit!
This thing doesn't
That was scary. We need more room than that, dude. I was gonna shift the fork, but. Alright, so that was only 30 pounds. We got another 10.
Yeah,
And don't forget we can turn the pump up too.
I did not want to go around that turn that fast.
Alright, so we just got back from filming a bunch of footage for next video where we actually start turning up the boost. We're pretty confident in this thing. It's riding really nice. It's not braking, which is nice. We got super lucky this time, but that's usually not how things go. So we're approaching things carefully, but I mean, this motor should be able to handle 40, 45 PSI, no problem. So that's what we're gonna be after. That was gonna be this video, but obviously it broke. But that's all we got right now. Devin's gonna pick a winner for the video giveaway. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. Details how to win right after Devin picks the winner.
Okay, this video's winner is Shadow Ops RC.
You can hit us up at Team Boosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is like, sub, and leave a comment. The comment could be anything, but we ask you guys things pretty much every video to make it a little bit easier.
All right, this video's question is, we want to know what you guys think the max amount of boost it would take to blow up this thing.
My guess would be
A lot.
55, 60 perhaps. Leave that in the comments. You're eligible to win stuff from boostedshades.com. I think that's going to do it for this one.
Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.